Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Flying S Models channel. It's been a long while since I've made a video, so it's great to get back to it here with a kit review of Aerocraft's new 148 Martin Baker MB.3. Full disclosure here, I worked directly with Alistair over at Aerocraft for the design of this kit, as well as the Martin Baker MB.3B and MB.4 kits, so this review is likely to be a bit biased. All versions are available in 148th and 172nd and can be purchased directly from Aerocraft Models. I posted a link to the website in the comment section below. There's been some confusion around availability in the US where I am, but I want to assure you all that shipping to the US is available and quick. I got mine in about a week. Also, there have been a few questions about the availability of a 132nd version, and Ali is collecting interest over on large-scale planes, so if you're interested in one in that scale, you can vote at the link provided in the comment section below. I won't go into excruciating detail about the real aircraft, but suffice it to say that had it been produced, it would have been a force to deal with. The MB.3 was powered by a 2,000 horsepower Napier Sabre engine and recorded a top speed of 415 miles per hour at 20,000 feet. It was easy to fly and extremely maneuverable. It was heavily armed with 6 20mm cannons. Later versions included the provision for a bubble-top canopy and swapping the power plant to a Bristol Centaurus radial engine. Before I get into the kit review, I thought you all might enjoy a quick fly-through of the CAD file. You can see some of the design features, including fine surface details, single-piece fuselage, and single-piece left and right wings. We've added some wheel well features that also serve as sturdy supports to attach the wings to the fuselage, as well as to support the inner main gear doors. Hiding some of the fuselage, cockpit cover, canopy, and windscreen parts, you can see the cockpit detail as designed. It includes fine raised details for the instrument panel and sidewalls. All of the separate parts have attach features to ensure a positive and strong fit. The tires are designed as separate pieces to allow for positive and strong fit and the ability to easily paint them while separated from the main gear. The main gear fits into the gear well with a positive lug to provide strong assembly and perfect alignment. Let's get on with the MB.3 Razorback kit review now. The kit is packed in a small and sturdy box with some great artwork on the cover. Taking a look inside, you get some really nice decals for the prototype MB.3, as well as other serials that would be applicable for the follow-on versions. Ali has included canopy masks to make painting the resin canopy a breeze. The instructions are simple and well laid out. The first page provides details on dealing with resin 3D printed kits, as well as the cast resin clear parts. The well-detailed illustrations show all you need to see to build and install the cockpit and cockpit cover, as well as the gear, exhaust, prop, spinner, and tailplanes. Ali provides a color marking and decal guide for the prototype, which was the only aircraft that actually flew. When I build mine and make a full build video, I might do a what-if production version and maybe add some D-Day invasion stripes. We'll have to cross that bridge when we get to it. A really nice touch is the inclusion of a print for the MB.3 that can serve as inspiration for your build and framed up later to be put in the model room. Let's take a look at all the 3D printed resin parts. There are 6 bags of parts, including the wings, cockpit, landing gear, tailplanes, and other small parts. The main gear and tail yoke are packed separately, as are the very small bits like the control column, pitot tube, and inner gear retract struts. The clear parts are packed separately, as is the single-piece fuselage. The separate bags protect all of the parts during shipping. Taking a look now at all the individual parts, I'll start with the fuselage. It looks a bit intimidating right out of the bag with all those print supports, but I'll show you a little more on how to clean those up a bit later in the video. The wings include the asymmetric underwing radiators, as well as the internal wheel well detail that you saw in the CAD walkthrough. Fine surface details can be seen and include cannon gun covers, fastener details, and scribe lines for the flaps and ailerons. You can also see the slots at the wingtips to locate the clear printed wingtips that allow you to replicate the tip lights more easily. The first of the small parts bag has most of the kit parts. The cockpit tub is separate, and you can see the fine raised details for the sidewalls, as well as the foot troughs and rudder pedals, rear bulkhead, and headrest. The instrument panel also has fine raised details, and you can see the separate fuselage cockpit cover that allows the cockpit tub to be simply dropped into the fuselage after it has been painted and assembled. Alley has included both diamond and smooth tread wheels to give the modeler plenty of options. The spinner is slotted to provide positive, strong alignment and attachment of the individual prop blades. The rudder, tailplanes, and elevators are separate and can be posed. Alley actually included 2 rudders in this MB3 kit. We decided to offer a separate cannon part so that the modeler could build it either armed or unarmed, since reference photos out there show both versions existing during the initial development of the MB3 prototype. It's hard to see, but the cannon barrels are drilled out for added realism. In a similar way, the exhausts are printed separately for easy painting and installation and are hollow for that added realism. Some modelers prefer to add their own etch or tape belts, so we decided to offer 2 seats, one with and one without printed on belts. The inner main gear doors are nice and thin and have the appropriate features for attaching the retract strut and to attach to the main wing. The outer gear doors are separated into 2 pieces and have positive locating slots for the main gear to assure good alignment. The props are printed as separate blades and, as mentioned previously, have positive locating features for a perfect alignment and strong attachment to the spinner. The main gear and yoke are printed in a stronger resin to support the weight of the model and not sag or bend over time. The hubs are printed to the gear for added strength, and as mentioned earlier, separating the tires allows the gear and hubs to be painted separately for a better finish. The really small parts are printed with a protective cage to protect them during shipping. They include finely detailed antenna post, control column, retracts for the inner gear door, and pitot tube. Alley has included extras just in case there is damage or loss during your build. The 3D printed clear wingtips are a really nice touch and allow for easier painting of the wingtip and wingtip lights. The main canopy parts are really thin resin cast pieces. Aerocraft has included a one-piece canopy for those that want to build the model with a closed canopy. Also included are separate windscreen and main and rear canopy pieces, and they are nice and clear. This is a really nice kit with tons of finesse and specific design features to provide an easy and strong assembly. I did want to circle back for those that might be concerned about removing the main parts from the print supports. I know it looks intimidating right out of the box, but it's really as simple as clipping off the studs and taking your time to carefully flex the resin supports to free the parts from their print stubs. I make sure to clip the print stubs a little above the main part, and while this leaves a little raised piece on the fuselage or wing, those pieces are easily cleaned up after all the supports have been removed. Freeing the wings from the print supports is just as easy. But to give me access to both the top and bottom of each wing, I split the left and right wing halves into separate pieces. Then, just like the fuselage, simply clip and flex the wing to free the wing halves from the print supports. Since I now have the wing and fuselage separated from their print supports, let's check the fit of the parts real quick. First, just sand the mating surfaces to remove any residual print stub material. Once the wing and fuselage are cleaned up, you can slide the wheel bay block inside of the hollow fuselage. You can see that the fit is really nice and will require just minimal filler. With both wings taped to the fuselage, you can see the relatively large size of the overall aircraft. I was a bit surprised by this, as I had always envisioned the MB.3 as a small model, roughly the size of the Spitfire. But comparing it to a 1/48th P-47, you can see that it's certainly not the case. I'm really looking forward to building this model and adding a 1/48th MB.3 to my collection, and I was happy to work with Alistair to bring these lovely kits to market. I really appreciate you tuning into the channel, and I hope you enjoyed this kit review. Stay tuned for that upcoming build video. We'll see you next time.